A story from a G. A little bit of wisdom. The other day, the man in me came out. And I stopped being a man a long time ago because I found out that the best I can be is a gentleman. So I don't like the man coming out of me. Only a woman can bring in a man out of me, or another man, if I allow him to be stronger than me. But I caught myself because that man wanted to come out. I really wanted to come out. And the only thing that came aside of that, the hate that a person has for me, for who I am, that is the ugly inside them. And that's something you're going to have to deal with. Don't hate me for how you feel because of who I am. Hate yourself. The only thing you can fix is yourself. And I know that's deep for most people to understand that. And this individual, I haven't seen this individual for 20 years. But I know who I was 20 years ago. I've been many different types of men. And every man, I'm proud of the man I was when I was that. But I know the immatureness of that man. And I can look at a person or a subject or a situation I was in and then tell you what kind of man I was in that particular situation or subject or whatever it may be. Don't hate me for that. That's how I had to survive to become the gentleman I am today. And that's a story just explaining our trials and tribulations is something God gave us. We gotta achieve them. You have to ask yourself, remember your past, live in your present, plan for your future. But the question is, ask yourself, what did you learn from your past? Like I tell people, school is to teach you how to learn. Life is the lesson that you're going to learn. Well, history class, who cares about history? Somebody else's history. But your past is your history. If you can take a history and take something out of that history to say how it affects your present, then take something from your past and ask yourself, how does it affect your present? And how is it going to affect your future? Plan for your future. But be there before you get there. And have direction in what you're going to do. But look, if people can teeter-totter you, act like a man, act like a gentleman. You got to choose which one. Choosing to be a gentleman is hard. You got to let go of the immatureness of a man. No different than a woman. No woman wants to carry around a man in her. No man wants to deal with the woman. She got too much man in her. That's why we are always at odds. A woman has to choose to be a lady, to let go of that man in her. That is her strength. And a man thinks his strength is being a man. God gave us that to survive in hell, earth. The stuff we go through on earth is hell. God gave us a Garden of Eden with a goddess in it. That is the female. Understand that. Find something greater in yourself and be willing to bow down. When you are willing to bow down, that is a form of respect. Never bow down for another man. Never bow down for a woman. She may kick you. But bow down for that lady. And the only thing that bow down is out of the male species is a gentleman, not the man. Man, woman, and child. God put man on earth first, to clear a path, build a house. He sent the woman next to make the house into a home. Then supposed to come the child, once we have that established. But what comes after child is the hand of God. Anytime he can reach out, grab his child, grab a woman in the position of a man. Until he turns around and become a gentleman, he has to bow down something greater than himself before he can bow down for God. And that's going to be a lady and a child of God, then God. We can't just bow down for God and forget everything else. You don't want them to be down here. You want to bow down to them. Understand the analogy. If God is God, Jesus, I believe God gave Jesus domain over heaven's gate. He allows you to speak to his Father. I'm not going to let somebody run up on my mother and father unless they prove they're worthy to speak to my mother and father. I am the protector of my mother and father. So when we prove ourselves to Jesus, that we can speak, we earn the right through heaven's gate to speak to his Father. I really believe God pays everything, pay attention to everything inside heaven's gate. Jesus take care of everything outside of heaven's gate. He has domain. He is the sun and the moon, day and night. This is me, pitting myself. I don't believe in religion. I believe in God and Jesus. I believe in something higher than me. I believe there is some form of order. I'm put in a man-made way. I would not let somebody run up my mother and father. I'm believing Jesus ain't going to let us run up on his father. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's what I sense inside. Don't believe everything you read. Believe what you sense. Only you and God knows your thoughts and Jesus. That's the way we speak to Jesus and God, is through our thoughts. Believe in your thoughts. When you take the time and thinking about your thoughts, you're having a conversation with God and Jesus. What comes of that conversation is called true wisdom. Believe in that. The mysterious part, you got to know, is that positive or negative? We're creatures of the negativity. Negativity slows us down. It intrigues us. That's the devil. The difference between your wants, your desires, and your needs, God and Jesus do not pay attention to our wants. There's a lot of things we want. We got to figure out what we truly desire. When we figure out what we truly desire, and that desire becomes nothing but a thought, that's all we can see. That's all we can think about. Then Jesus will find out if we're worthy of that. Did we earn that? Are we walking the same path that Jesus was for his people? Would you give your life for people? This is me. My conversation to you is to put your mind, fill it with a lot of thoughts. Have a conversation with Jesus and God. Am I wrong for that? They'll judge me. Send a good thought up there about me. If I made you think, to ask God and Jesus a question and be fully aware of that, that's what I want you to do, is be fully aware of your thoughts. You don't got to pray. If you ask yourself, have you really prayed enough to get the respect to Jesus and God? What would be the answer to that? But if you're aware that your thoughts is just as equal as your prayer, and you're aware of that, and you make sure Jesus and God only get the positiveness of you, then that's showing respect. Praying don't show no respect. I don't care how they dress it up, church, religion. If I believe my God and Jesus believe in religion, I believe my God and Jesus is retarded. We run from Jehovah. Catholic can't go into a Christian church, and Christian can't get along with Catholic. And every other denomination got issues with each other. I believe in God. I don't need to know your religion to speak to you. I believe you're a brother or a sister to me. We're all the children of God and Jesus. We're all the children of God's. And our big brother, our true big brother, I always said, big brother keep an eye on us. They don't just mean society big brother. Our true big brother is the sun and the moon. That's Jesus. He's watching us. He knows everything we do. True confession is not what you confess on earth. It's what you got to confess in front of heaven's gate before you even allowed to go through heaven's gate. Not because everybody else think you was right on earth. What's right on earth don't mean it's right in heaven. You gotta admit to that. If you can't admit to that, Jesus ain't gonna let you go see his Father. You'll be stuck in purgatory. Purgatory right now until your soul cleanses itself of your fleshly sins. It'll never release your spirit. The only thing that can go through heaven's gate is the spirit. That's how all God speaks to. He only speaks to our spirit form. A whisper from God comes in the form of a thought. Believe in your thoughts. A dream is nothing but a pleasant thought passed between you and Jesus and God. They passing around. And Jesus is letting God hear them. A nightmare is a disturbing thought. Why would you be afraid of Jesus and God? That's where your thoughts come from. That's, to me, where they originate at. Our free will is to choose between a positive and negative. That's our true freedom. God and Jesus gives that. They allow us. We have our trials and tribulation. We have our path picked out, but how we choose to walk it, it's our soul choice. Because society says right. If you know it within yourself is wrong, that's what you got. That's God and Jesus talking to you. Before you can ask God for anything, you got to ask Jesus. It's a chain of command. And I believe God gave him that. He gave his life for us. I respect that deeply. But a little bit of wisdom. Choose what you want to be. I'm choosing, I believe every male on earth is an angel. Lucifer was an angel. He got kicked out of heaven for doing devilish things. Think about it. I believe an angel received the blood of God. But I tell a female in a minute, you should never think so low of yourself. See, to me, people think they die and go to heaven as an angel. Males, maybe so. Okay, as long as you've been right and done right. But a female, you still far greater than an angel. You got godlike powers. Okay? Alexa, what's the definition of angel?
As a noun, angel is usually defined as one of a class of spiritual beings, a celestial attendant of God. In medieval angelology, angels constituted the lowest of the 9 celestial orders: seraphim, cherubim, thrones, dominations or dominions, virtues, powers, principalities or princedoms, archangels, and angels. As a verb, angel is usually defined as to provide financial backing for. For more, ask me to give you more definitions for angel.
I use Alexa as a third-party opinion. Okay, and the white man's opinion, society's opinion, whatever. We just got our dictionary of Ebonics about 10 years ago. So I don't think they're going to program Alexa with a lot of what African American people has to say. So, but the funniest part about that, financial responsibility, an angel. And I used to laugh about that. I was like, wow, so an angel got a job in heaven? So the job that God gave us is because he takes a woman's body over for 9 months. 9 months. He'll grow a child inside her womb, a fetus. She has no control of it. She don't grow the foot. She don't grow the legs. She don't grow the hands, the fingers. God takes her body over for 9 months. So that 9 months of labor that she's doing for God. That's how I tell a woman in a minute, never have a child for a man. Because he doesn't live up to the role of being a father, he's going to have to take care of that with his heavenly father. That's going to be part of his judgment. Don't leave it in God's hands. Let God take care of that. But understand, you did 9 months of labor for God. Have that child for God. That's the true father. Teach your child that. His true father is God. He's always watching over it. His big brother is Jesus. He's always keeping an eye. That's why I'm a foster child. Every fight I went into, I didn't know who my father was. I didn't know where my father was.